Hello and welcome back to Session 2. Now for Session 2, we're going to be starting in Unit 3, your university. Now before we go there, let's do a quick lesson review on what we've done yesterday. Do you remember what we've done yesterday? Good. So yesterday we did a Module 2 preview. We talked about your school, we talked about your life being a student, and we also asked to describe about your home. Okay, so I hope so far by now you've already know how to write a descriptive writing, correct? You're going to be very good at it, okay? Now, today for your Unit 3 university, we're going to be focusing on Lesson 1, I'm a student. Now before we go to all that, let's listen to our module conversation. Please open your book to page 36, track 20. Now listen.
Track 20. Iris, let me introduce you to my cousin, Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. It's nice to meet you. So, what do you do?
I'm a college student. I start classes next week.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a student too. I attend UNM in Santa Fe. Where do you go?
I go to St. John's College. It's also in Santa Fe.
Aha. Alex, you're a St. John's graduate, right?
Yeah, that's right. Class of 2009.
And how old are you, Kevin?
I'm 18. I'm starting my first semester in college.
So you're a freshman. I remember those days. I'm a senior. I graduate next spring.
What do you want to do after you graduate?
I'm getting a degree in computer science. I want to be a computer engineer.
Good. I hope you've already listened to our module conversation, track 20. Now, for track 20, there are two different characters that are talking in the conversation, right? So let's read the conversations together. Read the conversation. Iris, let me introduce you to my cousin, Kevin. Hi, Kevin. It's nice to meet you. So, what do you do? I'm a college student. I start classes next week. Oh, that's cool. I'm a student too. I attend UNM in Santa Fe. Where do you go? I go to St. John's College. It's also in Santa Fe. Aha, Alex, you're a St. John's graduate, right? Yeah, that's right, class of 2009. And how old are you, Kevin? Oh, I'm 18. I'm starting my first semester in college. So you're a freshman. I remember those days. I'm a senior. I graduate next spring. What do you want to do after you graduate? I'm getting a degree in computer science. I want to be a computer engineer. Okay, so this is a conversation between Alex, Kevin, and Chris, right? So Alex, Kevin, and Chris, they're talking about life at school. They're talking about their university, college, a student at university or college, okay? So Alex is meeting Kevin for the first time. So Kevin is Alex's cousin, right? Right, so Iris is talking to Alex about which school is he going to, or is he already graduated and things like that, okay? And there was a word in yellow highlighted, what do you do? All right, so now that we've read the conversation and you've already listened to the module conversation, now let's have a look at our vocabulary. Now, this is how it works in the US, okay? So the US school system. But before we go there, let's have a quick look of what are you doing. So the difference between what are you doing and what do you do is two different things, okay? So it's two different questions. Now, what are you doing is ask about your actions right now. For example, I can be asking you, what are you doing? It could be saying, I'm writing my classwork, I'm doing my homework, I'm working on my task, okay? So it's an action that's happening right now at this moment in time, okay? So what do you do? It's ask about your job, okay? So what do you do? Your answer could be, I'm a teacher. I'm a student. I work in the bank. I'm a banker. Or I'm a cashier. So what do you do is mainly ask about your job. Okay? Right. So about the American school system, what it is that in American school system, primary and secondary, compared to college and university years. So in primary elementary school, the first years of school for children in America, but in college or in university, we call it the first year, or equal to freshman. So freshman, it means when someone is starting their university, they're very, very new. So starting university or college for the very, very first time. So like, as it was saying that, he's a freshman, right? So Kevin is a freshman because he's only 18 years old and he's starting his university next semester. Okay, it's his first semester in college, right? So he's a freshman, meaning he's a new student, he's a newcomer, okay? Now for the secondary school, it's equal to middle school or high school in America, right? But in college or university, we say the second year. It's a sophomore, okay? So sophomore, again, sophomore. In America, in American school system, the middle school is equal to the years between primary school and high school, okay? Notice that in college and university years, it's the third year, we call it the junior year, okay? So the junior year, it's more like your, it's on your third year, so you're almost graduating. So in college or university, you have to go for at least between 3 to 4 years, yeah? Some people, they graduate after 2 years. Some people, they do their quick study, right? To go to college or university. But mostly in Europe, we go to college or university that last about between 3 to 4 years, the minimum. Okay, some people stays for 5 years, depending on their, their pace of their learning. Okay, so in the middle school, the years between primary school and high school in American school system, right? Whereas in the college or university, years would already be in their third year. So they only have another year, then they're graduating, right? Okay, and then also in high school, American school system, they call it a high school, right? So a high school is the last year of the secondary school. But in college and in university, we call it the fourth year, so it's a senior. So that means if you're in college or in university, you'll be graduating, already, right? But after 4 years of college or university, you will be graduating. You will be getting the certificate, and you'll be leaving, and you go find jobs. Okay, so this is the difference. This is the two difference about the school system, American school system for primary and secondary school. So right now, most school, if they are, there's a lot of school in this world, a lot of international school, also a lot of international school in Cambodia that follows the American system, Canadian system, the British system, and there's another one now, they call it the Swiss system. So like the IB, International Baccalaureate, right? So it's a Swiss system as well. So mostly this, they have their own criteria systems, okay? So if you go to college or university, for the first year, you will call yourself freshman, second year, sophomore, junior, and then you call yourself senior. So in the senior, it will be your last fourth year at university, then you'll be graduating after 4 years, yeah? Okay. Are there any difficult words that we need to go through? I'm sure you've already done that, okay? No problem. Right. So let's do the pronunciation part. The pronunciation part, it's very important that you pronounce the right word and the right meaning to the word, okay? Because sometimes a lot of people tends to pronounce them in the wrong way. Of course, like for a lot of Cambodian person, actually not Cambodian, but a lot of Asian mostly tend to pronounce the words differently, right? So sometimes when there's an S, they don't say the S word, but there's no S, they tend to put the S, the R and the T and the M. So in English, it's very, very important that you need to make a right pronunciation and understand the basic meaning of its word as well. All right, I am going to read the word for you, okay? Then we're going to do the definitions as well, all right? So pronunciation, listen to the words very carefully, each one, how it is different for each one, okay? Number one, graduate, 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 graduate. It's a verb to finish a school or a college program. So when you graduate, you will get your certificate or your diploma. Then you will move on to your college or you already finished your school, okay? So, for example, in most international school, I mean, even in Khmer school, when you finish grade 12, you will get your diploma certificate and you graduate from high school. Graduate, graduate, graduate. Number two, graduate, graduate, graduate. Okay, so graduate is a noun. It's a person who has a degree from a school or college. A graduate, graduate. Okay, number three, graduate, graduate. It's an adjective used before noun to describe a studying for a higher degree. So after a BA or BS, so bachelor, associate or bachelor's standard, okay? So graduate, graduate, again, graduate, 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 okay? So these are the three pronunciation words that's very, very important. Even though all the words are the same, but they all have different articles, sorry, not articles, they have different meaning, right? So there's a verb, a noun, and an adjective. So it's to finish a school or a college program. A person who has a degree from a school or a college. Another meaning is used before a noun to describe studying for a higher degree after a BA or BS, okay? So mainly in Unit 3, Lesson 1, it's mainly focused about talking about I'm a student. Okay, so mainly explaining you, asking where you school, where you go to school, if it's your first year in university or college, or you just new in university or college, okay? So then we also did some basic understanding of the two different meanings of what you're doing. What do you do? So the two different meanings of what you're doing is asking about your actions right now, okay? So what are you doing? What are you doing? So you put the lower tone of question voice. What are you doing? What do you do? What do you do? Okay, so what do you do is ask about your job. So what do you do? I'm a teacher. What do you do? I'm a student. Okay, then we also learned about the American school system, primary and secondary levels. Okay, so the difference between American school system and college university years. Okay, so I hope this helps. Okay. We will do more practice in your classwork and your homework, okay? You will get to understand more basic understanding about the difference between university and college as well, okay, in the next new videos, all right? Okay, that's all I have from me to you. I will see you tomorrow for my next video. Goodbye for now.